So the homosexual pederasty sex culture of ancient Greece. We're going to do this real quickly here. Look at this. He's anally penetrating a woman. All this stuff that we see nowadays about anal penetration. Look, I don't know how many of you guys are in tune with what young folk are into these days, but this is what they're into sexually. And it ain't just white children, it's black children, it's Asians, all the way across the globe. It's coming out of this type of orientation, coming out of Greek.
Because Greek is taking over the world and it's showing. It's like just showing.
Well, it's the culture.
The culture.
Yes, and the culture comes through hip-hop. Yes, sir.
Well, Greece has been long accepted by the European establishment.
Yes.
As their model society.
Civilization.
They talk about
democracy.
They talk about their philosophers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a deeper story that we won't get into, but it has
That's
been
right.
identified as their model philosophy, as their model society.
And part of their sex culture is this. That's why you see a lot of that porn stuff. I don't know how many of y'all have seen it online, but much of it is dealing with this. This is defilement. I've had black males tell me stuff like, "No, this is perfectly clean." What? You gonna stick your penis inside someone's anus? Your penis is sacred. You can literally create life with that. Remember I showed you a picture of my children? I did that by using my penis. It is a creative force in the universe, and to stick it inside someone with boo-boos at? I don't think so. This is a sexual orientation that permeates the entertainment industry. This woman has dildos, playing around with that. Here's another woman being anally penetrated. And here is that relationship I was telling you guys about. Where you have the older male who takes the younger male under his wing, brings him into the game. That's what they call it nowadays in hip-hop. Shows him the way, turns him out, and penetrates him in the anus. And just as it was socially acceptable then, well, now it's socially acceptable within the entertainment industry. So we have Demosthenes 384, 322, a Greek statesman, orator, and a pederast. Pederast is a man who has sexual relations, especially anal intercourse, with a boy. And therefore, you have a pederast who's paid homage to by Skull and Bones, who get down and masturbate in coffins, and part of what they do is homosexuality as well. And Archon Henry Minton models the boule after Skull and Bones. So therefore, Skull and Bones, or Sigma Pi Phi, the boule, is literally modeled in terms of culturally after Greek culture. Pederast. Remember we said the founders, or it says here on their website, the founders' devotion to equality and mutual respect stemmed in large measure from the devotion to democratic traditions that they trace to ancient Greece and to the traditions of leadership that existed there among free men. Free men, yes. Free men, as in those males who anally penetrate boys. Look at this, the leadership. The people who are in control, who have power, just like Demosthenes, who was a leader. He was a Greek statesman. Pederast, a man who has sexual relations, especially anal intercourse, with a boy. The history of Sigma Pi Phi by Charles H. Resty states on page 38, Resty writes, in the building of the organization's plans, reliance was placed upon what? Greek history and tradition. That includes pederasty. Because that was a primary sexual orientation in Greece. It was a tradition. You see that? This is a dude being anally penetrated, and he's over here doing some other stuff with another penis. Look at this. Here's a woman who, this guy's sticking his penis in her mouth, and there's another dude on the backside. But this is a dude, a man, or a male, I should say, not a man, a male who's being anally penetrated, and also at the same time, he's working on this other dude's penis. This is the sex culture of ancient Greece. And if you're Greece and you listen to this, don't get offended. Just understand that this is historical evidence. We see it right here.
It's still all throughout their art.
That's right. Look at this. This chalice or cup, they wouldn't even show this in museums until 1985. You know why? Because people would have been offended at that time. Anytime prior to 1985, people would have been like, no, this is unacceptable. But once 1985 came around, they was like, oh no, it's okay now. And then they started putting it in there, and people had no problem with it. It's called social engineering. Whereas before we would have taken offense to this, now you see it and it's like, oh, look at this is art. with this guy, this boy, basically mounting this other dude and letting this dude stick his penis up his anus. And look at this. That's a little boy. And here we have two males in symposia, and this cat's playing some instruments, and this dude over here writing down lyrics. Hip hop, you don't stop rocking. See, it's a little boy. And I'm only showing y'all the pictures that weren't so egregious. Y'all do your own research in this and you see some stuff that you would be like, you know. Now, understand this. This relationship is called the Erastes-Eromenos relationship. Okay, brother, this is perfect. The Erastes-Eromenos relationship. Here is Pan, and he's teaching his student how to play flute. His student is the Eromenos. He is the Erastes, which is really a pedophile. And as he shows him how to play the flute, part of the agreement is he penetrates the boy. Just like in the entertainment industry and in hip hop, as they bring them into the game, part of the agreement is that the Erastes penetrates the new hip hop artist in the anus, the Eromenos. That's right. Now, the Erastes-Eromenos relationship is an aspect of secret society initiation rituals. Just like they bring in the underclassmen, and it's usually the upperclassmen that brings them along, well, that's the same principle. Now, whether or not they do it to them in the butt literally, or they take a paddle symbolically, it means the same thing. They call it taking wood, by the way. Yes. Ain't that deep?
Yep.
My husband was a dean of pledges, I know.
Okay, they call it taking wood. When you bend over, pull down your pants, and they take this hard wooden paddle, and hit you up against your butt. It's nothing more than anal penetration, the symbolic representation of it. Makes sense. It's based upon, it's a Greek fraternity sororities, right? The Erastes-Eromenos relationship is an aspect of sex culture of Greek fraternities. The Erastes-Eromenos relationship is an aspect of anal penetration programming that we're getting a whole lot of nowadays. Y'all talk to the youth nowadays and they will tell you. The Erastes-Eromenos relationship is psychosexual manipulation, i.e. Michael Jackson, as a child. That's why I sympathize with the brother. The Erastes-Eromenos relationship is an aspect of hip-hop and the entertainment industry. I'll provide evidence and proof as we continue with the timeline. And the Erastes-Eromenos relationship is an aspect of the degradation of masculinity in general and the degradation of black masculinity in particular. To bring it back to the original point where you saw the picture of me and my family. And again, the history of Sigma Pi Phi by Charles Wesley will be done in about 1 minute. In the building of the organization plan, reliance was placed upon what? Greek history and tradition. Therefore, the boule was based upon Greek tradition. In 1904, a small group in Philadelphia set out to create an organization that would provide a vehicle for men of standing and like taste to come together to know the best of one another. Gives a new meaning now, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does.
Sounds suspect from the start.
That's right. The founders' devotion to equality and mutual respect stemmed in large measure from the devotion to democratic traditions that they traced to ancient Greece and to the traditions of leadership that existed there amongst free men. Pederasty.